do the Pledge of Allegiance with us? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
record show everybody's present. Everybody looked over their consent agenda. Questions, comments? Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, first up, Matt Wyant, Director of Planning and Development, and/or Pam Calstrip, Coordinator Zoning and Land Use Planning and Development. Public hearing to consider disposing of real property by lease pursuant to Iowa Code Section 331.361, parenthesis 2.
I'll make the motion to open the public hearing to consider disposing of real property by lease.
Second.
Melvin, will you do a roll call?
You bet. Chairman Shea.
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman.
Aye.
Belt.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye. Okay, motion approved. Matt?
These are 3 properties that the county obtained through the flood buyouts from the 2019 flood. We have worked with the neighboring property owners to lease these properties. What that helps us with is helps us maintain those properties. The county has to maintain ownership of them into perpetuity. And that way they don't get overrun by weeds or become a blighted spot in the county. So they maintain the properties through either farming it or have a pasture on it. Some people do firewood on there, but we still have to inspect the properties once a year, and every 5 years we have to go out, photograph, and do a GPS location for them and send that up to the state, which then goes on to the feds. But it's a process that we've used since the 2011 flood.
These are all within the Crescent Township. 14897 Marigold Lane, 24699 152nd Street, and 15273 Missouri Avenue, Crescent Township. Is there anybody want to comment on this? Anybody on the phone? Anybody on the board want to comment?
They comment after public hearing.
Okay.
I'll move to close.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Melvin, will you do a roll call?
You bet. Chairman Shea.
Yep.
Supervisors Jorgensen.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Belt.
Aye.
Wickman.
Aye.
Okay.
Matt, there are other properties that we acquired through that flood process too. Where are we at with those? Are those gonna be coming, or we maintaining those, or
These are the last 3.
those are the last 3? So we don't have any more left?
No more. In May, you had approved I think there was 5 at that time.
Okay, good.
These are the final.
What do we have for a total now? Do you have any idea? Between 11 and 19 that we're,
I couldn't give you the number off the top of my head, but there's a number.
gotta be almost close to 20, don't it?
I think we're probably over 30.
Over 30?
Yeah.
I think Gay had 20 after 11.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah, we had at least, I think we had 26 after 11, so we're probably pushing even close to 40 of them, but we've, the larger ones that we've had, we've been able to transfer over to conservation,
Yeah.
and they're able to open that up for public ground. Just these are more the
The little
house sites,
remnants.
yeah, small quilt work that we have going on up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the tenant will pay the property taxes.
There's no
There's no
There
taxes.
won't be any.
There is no property tax.
There's no ownership except for us. We own it into perpetuity. The county does, the taxpayers.
Wasn't there some paragraph in
We tried to get
those
that.
rulings that the regional FEMA director can let us donate those?
They can, what we have to, anytime we wanna change the use of it, even to get these leases here, we have to send it up and get it approved by FEMA before we can even move forward to the board with them. But there is no plan as of right now for the county to ever be able to dispose of
There
this
was
ground
some sort of
permanently.
out clause, but maybe I read it wrong.
That's what, Scott had worked after 2011, after that flood event, to try and get them to change it. It has to change at the federal level.
Right.
So until they change it at the federal level, the county is going to be stuck with these different pieces that will never be able to be put back on to the tax rolls when, even if we were able to just put a deed restriction on it and just say, listen, you can't construct, a home there because, you know, we already purchased one from flood damage, and allow us to turn it back over to a neighboring property owner would be a better benefit to the county than what the current process is.
Yeah.
Matt, these properties don't cost us anything at this point, right? Is that correct?
If we get them leased, they don't. When we don't have them leased is where we end up spending money on weed control.
We control that kind of thing, okay, but after the leases, there's no cost.
Just the cost in the yearly inspection and then the every 5 years for personnel.
The feds just don't wanna buy them twice if there's another flood.
But they can still go a quarter mile down the
They
road
could
and build a
become,
house.
right, but they could become a place where people could start dumping stuff and have all kinds of problems if we didn't have somebody watching them. As you heard, we're up to 30 or plus.
Most of these went through the 2011 flood too, didn't they?
All of them.
Yeah. And when they repaired some of them, and then here come 19, so. Okay, any other questions? Need a motion to approve or deny disposing of real property by lease pursuant to Iowa Code Section 331.361, parent 2.
So moved.
Okay.
Approved.
I'll second to approve.
Would you do a roll call, Melvin?
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Miller,
Aye.
Belt,
Aye.
Jorgensen,
Aye.
Wickman.
Thank you. Next up, Matt Wyatt, Director of Planning and Development for Pam Calstrip, Zoning and Land Use Coordinator, Planning and Development. Discussion and or decision to authorize the board to sign resolution number 52, 2023, to authorize chairman to enter into a farm lease with Crescent Iowa Farm LLC for part of the government lot 622-76-44 or 246-99 152nd Street.
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
Will those addresses
will
stay
you
there?
do a roll call, Melvin?
Will the addresses stay there?
The address marker,
Yeah.
if they, more than likely, because they could still have power there,
Yeah.
or have bins there, or an
The
outbuilding.
assessor usually takes the address off, but
Okay. Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Wickman, Belt,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carried. Next up, resolution 53-2023, to authorize the chairman to enter into a farm lease with Marty N. and Rachel K. Summy for part of the northeast-northwest 15-76-44 or 152nd, 73rd Missouri Avenue. Same thing.
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
Melvin?
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Belt,
Aye.
Wickman.
Next up, resolution 54-2023, to authorize the chairman into a farm lease with Kelly E. Summy Trust for part of the southeast 9-76-44 or 14897 Marigold Lane.
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
Melvin?
Chairman Shea.
Aye.
Supervisors Miller,
Aye.
Wickman, Jorgensen,
Aye.
Belt.
Motion approved.
Okay.
Okay, next up, Matt Wyatt, Director of Planning and Development, and/or Maria C., Administrator, Public Health. Discussion under decision to authorize chairman to sign lease amendment for public health clinic located at 600 South 4th Street, Council Bluffs. Hi, Maria. How you doing?
Our lease agreement is coming to an end at our current location there, 600 South 4th Street. That's where our clinic is set up at. Animal control's down there. And we also house a state employee. In order to make it through to the construction time period of our new facility there on the corner of 5th and Pearl Street, we worked with the property owners and got a lease extension that will carry us through. And they left our rent rate at the same rate that we're currently paying now. So we're very thankful to them for all their assistance and working with us in the time that we've been down there.
Okay.
So move.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is discussion and/or decision to sign proclamation designating the month of October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I want to read, today the Board of Supervisors are proud to support this initiative by wearing pink shirts. These shirts are sold at the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office, with all proceeds being donated to help cancer patients and survivors. Throughout the month of October, the board encourages Pottawatomie County employees to help raise awareness by wearing pink on Fridays. Okay. Need a motion to approve this proclamation.
Are you going to read it?
You know what?
Read it after it's approved.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Proclamation, do we do a roll call?
No.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. I'm gonna read this proclamation. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, 2023, October. Whereas breast cancer touches every corner of the United States and hundreds of thousands of Americans will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and whereas we show our support for every individual and every family struggling with breast cancer, and we pause to remember those who we have lost. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October is a chance to raise awareness about the importance of early detection of breast cancer by getting a mammogram and encouraging our community, organization, churches, families, and individuals to get involved. And whereas we salute the women and men who dedicate themselves to prevention, detection, and treatment as we observe Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay.
Down. There's another
Top
paragraph.
of the page.
Nope.
Right there.
Okay, now therefore be it resolved that Pottawatomie County Board of Supervisors does hereby declare October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, encourages all citizens, community agencies, organizations, businesses, and schools within Pottawatomie County to increase awareness. Approved on this third day of October 2023. Okay, we need a roll call vote on this.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Belt,
Aye.
Wickman, Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wondering if I might be able to get a group photo of everybody, all the county personnel wearing the t-shirts in support of breast cancer awareness.
Okay. That'd be fine.
You want us to stand up?
Sure. But you might have to come in front.
No, I'm good, thank you. I like to be behind the camera.
Where do you want me to sit, Craig?
In the middle.
Yep, that'll work.
There you go. Come on in.
Mitch,
Don't be
right
scared.
there, slide it right there, right there. That'll work. There we go. And.
Well, you got a
Mitch,
picture
just a
on, you
little
wanna
bit to
get
your
the
right.
picture,
There
Craig?
you go.
Paul offered to take it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Craig.
We got a picture of the back.
Got one here sitting there.
Okay, next up, Peggy Becker, Administrator for the Veterans Service. Discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign resolution number 64, 2023, entitled Resolution Supporting Operation Greenlight for Veterans.
So moved.
Okay?
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna read the resolution number 64, 2023. Supporting Operation Greenlight for Veterans. Whereas the residents of Potawatomi County have great respect, and admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas Potawatomi County seeks to honor those individuals who have paid the high price for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, religious groups, civil service, and by functioning as county veterans service officers in 29 states to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. And whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and whereas an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future, and whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to service life. And whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at a high risk for suicide during the first year after military service. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties, parishes, and boroughs to recognize Operation Greenlight for veterans. And whereas the Potawatomi County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Therefore, be it resolved with designation as a green light for Veteran County, Potawatomi County hereby declares from October through Veterans Day, November 11th, 2023, a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifice of our men and women in uniform transitioning from active service. Therefore, be it further resolved that in observance of Operation Greenlight, Potawatomi County encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying a green light in a window of their place of business or residence. Dated this third day of October 2023. Melvin, would you do a roll call on
You
that?
bet. Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisors Bell,
Aye.
Wickman, Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgens.
Aye. Do we have any veterans here this morning? Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Picture of the veterans?
Absolutely. I'd love to take a photo with county personnel that had served, and representatives of the Veteran Service Office, if that's okay with you or for us.
Anybody that's a veteran. Bring everybody that's a veteran up.
I will get, I'm not a veteran, I'm not here.
down there with me.
I'm very strong on
We'll
that.
give you a chance to stand up.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, make me feel short.
I just feel this.
Oh, you better.
Hell, even I'm short around here. Hey. No. You might have taken it forward, didn't you? Stand it.
You and Garfield
trade
trade
spots.
Yeah.
You can double up.
Get out of here, Garfield.
You probably do.
Needs to be down in front.
I'm the shortest one here.
You should
Board
have
here.
Hey, that's what he said. Garfield, get in front of me. How's that sound? Here we go. All right,
Here we go.
all right.
I think you might want to get behind him. Because he's tall.
All right.
You're all the way
all
back.
right.
Oh, man.
I gotta turn this way.
Susan, you have a step stool or anything back there?
I'm good. I'm
Maybe,
good.
Why don't you come out here and talk, Susan?
No, I don't deserve to be on that platform today.
Chairman Shea's gonna have to hold you up. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your service, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for.
Thanks for coming in.
Now we just have to find some green light bulbs. Find a green light bulb.
Ben,
You got it.
how are you? Good.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you. Okay, next up, John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and/or decision to authorize the board chairman to sign a contract with Odin Enterprises Incorporated for the bridge materials in the amount of $399,192.56.
Yes, sir.
Last week you awarded the contract to Odin Enterprises, the contract is back for your signature, so if I get two original signatures, I can get those materials ordered.
Okay,
Second?
Did we get it first? I didn't hear
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Tim?
all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, John. Next up, David Bayer, Chief Information Officer, Information Technology, discussion under decision to approve job description changes for the help desk technician 1, 2, and 3, network administrator 1, 2, and 3, and cybersecurity analyst 1 positions. David?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the two items I have for you, the job description changes and also the ask for an additional help desk person are related. So the IT department has been sending a help desk person and a network person to the sheriff's office for the last 4 or 5 months, every Tuesday and Thursday to help out, to be on site, to be present, to help them with obviously technology needs. That's been going really, really well. So we've had
Yes.
we've had an increased amount of tickets, increased amount of survey responses, and improved time for closing tickets. So it's been a huge success, but it's not sustainable. In other words, we have 2 help desk people, and having one at the sheriff's office and one here, if one were to be sick or on vacation or on paternity leave, whatever, that leaves one of those places without a person. So we're not very deep on the help desk, and they're already very, very busy. So the job description changes that you mentioned. So the sheriff's office has asked us to do system support. System support is account changes or working with the vendor directly on the software needs or those kinds of things. So the job description changes are for that reason, to do system level support with their software at their location. So that's what the job description changes are for that purpose.
We're really happy you guys are out there.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but positive reports from that.
Dave,
So, yeah, go ahead.
all we're doing is changing the job description on this first motion,
Correct,
first item.
correct.
Not changing pay, you're changing.
No pay change, no tick. I guess I would ask you to consider if I want to do either both or neither on those two items. That makes sense. So the job, we can't do the system level support without the extra person.
How are you gonna pay for this extra person?
So the first year, the sheriff's office, or this year, the current year that we're in, the sheriff's office would transfer $50,000 from their budget to the IT budget to support that. In ongoing years, it would be an additional ask
For the sheriff?
for the IT department.
So you'll have one person down there all the time?
Yeah, so if this were to be approved today, then instead of doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, we would do 5 days a week.
With one person?
We would do two people, so we would have a help desk person and a network person. There 5 days a week. Today we do Tuesdays and Thursdays only.
Morning, Andy.
Morning.
That's working well for you?
It's been working great. I don't know if he's gone over the numbers yet, but it's been very beneficial having somebody out there.
So can the help desk person function whether they're here or there as a
So-
help desk person?
We can do a lot of work from remote, if that's what you're asking.
Right.
But there's something about being on site geographically that has made a difference. I sent you guys a list of numbers, and we're closing 39% more tickets because we're out there. So just being on site makes for more opportunity to get help, so if that makes sense. You know, if you're at the sheriff's office and you think, well, IT's over at the courthouse, yeah, they can help me, but they're not here. Or when they're actually in the 2 doors down from me, you're gonna get more help, you're just going to, right? It's just the way it works. So, yes, we can help remotely, and we have been for years until we had started this in May. We've been doing that, right? And that's when the sheriff's office, that's when Andy and I, we've talked, and that's where the idea came up, hey, let's put someone on site, and it has made a world of difference. So, we were doing it this other way, this is better. I should also add, you know, we've been adding other things to, as a county, we've added Mount Crescent. You know, that's a new thing. And we're supporting them, and we're glad to do it. But that's another location off-site with, you know, certain times of the year, almost 100 employees, right? And there's Wi-Fi, and there's networking, and there's an entire rack of IT equipment, and there's PCs, and there's telephone. I mean, all these things are out there, and we're glad to support it, but that's a new ad, right? The road shop moving off to Eastern Hills Drive, that's a new building that's gonna have 2 buildings, right? That's gonna have Wi-Fi and a closet with IT equipment and networking and internet. You know, these are additional things. So while this is a sheriff's office specific request, it is also other things. We're being asked to do other additional things for the county, and it does require extra work. And it's hard to do extra work with the same amount of people.
David, I think it's a priority that the sheriff's office, sheriff's department be taken care of with IT.
Certainly.
I'm all in favor of however you want to work this out, I'm all in favor.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Good.
Since you've been doing that, has that increased the wait times for people here in the courthouse?
No, it's been about the same.
Has it?
Questions, comments from the board?
My question has to deal with the cybersecurity position. Is that a new job description or?
It's the same one. Andrew Dewey fills that position today. And so it's the same position, or same spot.
So what's changing on it? Just
There's some account, there's a line for account changes or account auditing. And maybe that didn't make it in there, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There should be a line about auditing accounts.
yeah, it's just changing one word in
Yeah.
that job description.
Yeah.
That's all that's changing. Okay.
So when do you have this in your budget for the rest of the year?
Yes. The 50,000, yes.
On the help desk calls, do you track the person that calls then?
On the hotline, yes, we know
Who's
We
your,
do.
who's
We
your
know who
favorite
calls.
customer?
the hotline, what time they call, how long the call is, and who answers the call.
And then what the issue was?
If the issue is quick, like I forgot my password or something like that, we won't enter a ticket for that, we'll just do the work and it's over. If it's a long-term thing, we'll go ahead and create a ticket for that call and track the work that we did for that call. So it's hit or miss, it depends on what it is.
Well, I guess my question goes back to if one department or one person in a department requires more help than others, do you talk to their department head and then try to get them further assistance to lessen the help costs?
We don't do that very often. Everyone's on an IT spectrum, right?
Okay.
Some people just need more help and others can do a lot of things themselves, and everyone kind of falls in that spectrum.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't say that we have frequent flyers that are causing us trouble that we need to have a conversation.
Okay.
But have we had a conversation? Historically, we have. I mean, what can we do to get help? So that's why we offer training, and that's why there's opportunities to get help. There's how-to documents on the website. There's training every month. Those kinds of things. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
I personally think the programs went very well out there and heard nothing but good from everybody at the sheriff's office. So
Good.
I think that's fantastic.
It's been very convenient.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve job description changes for help desk tech 1, 2, 3 administrator, network administrator 1, 2, 3, and cyber analyst 1 position.
okay.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next up, the addition of a third help desk technician position to the ID department.
Yeah, so, the additional person will give us depth to help with the sheriff's office, but also help these other locations. It gives us that backup. I shouldn't say that they're sitting there doing nothing. It's when there's one out there, we have two here. When there's two out there, it'd be one here. And we're driving all over the county doing things. We're helping people. We get 300 tickets a month almost, 275 tickets a month. And they're killing the lion's share of those. Some of those are network, but certainly 70% of them are help desk tickets.
Plus we'll have the health department.
We have a public health building being built. The road shop is opening in March roughly. And we've added a new lobby here and new space here with, there's new AV equipment, new Wi-Fi. The sheriff's office has an addition with a new server room. It has new equipment, right? So these are all adds that I think necessitate the help. We're being asked to do more work. How do you do more work with the same amount of people? It's very, the guys are already.
As we move along,
Yeah.
there's so much more computer and security within every business.
And audiovisual. I mean,
Yes.
during the pandemic, everyone went to Zoom and Teams, right? And so we're doing more. You go to every conference room, we have equipment in those rooms that we didn't have before. Most of the rooms had nothing, right? Maybe a
Right.
TV or maybe a dry erase board. Now every room has, equipment in the room, right? We're doing this room again, right? And
Yes.
so there's AV equipment in every single location. And Wi-Fi is expected. It used to not be an expected thing, and now it's assumed that you have Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
Well, to have Wi-Fi, we've got Wi-Fi at Bottom Bend and Hitchcock, right? People watch Netflix in their campers, right? And so where does that Wi-Fi come from? Someone's got to put that equipment
Out of
in.
the air.
Right? Just
I'm
imagine.
gonna make the motion, we approve the addition of a third help desk for the ID department.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Good.
Thank you
This
very
is
much. I
good.
appreciate
It's
it.
good for the sheriff department.
Good. good for everybody.
Really glad that's working. Okay, next up, Becky Linehan, Tax and Finance Office, Auditor's Office. Discussion under decision on amendment for the fiscal year 2022-2023 budget and setting a date for public hearing on said amendment.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Becky.
This morning I brought in 3 sheets of paper that shows the reasoning for the different departments and their amendments that we're going to need. And I propose that we have the public hearing to pass the amendment on October 24th at 10 a.m. I don't know if you have any
October
questions on
24th of what?
10 a.m.
Okay. Any comments? Motion?
Oh, we're doing the same public hearing, I'll move that for the 24th and 10.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? October 24th.
Thank you.
Let us see the reassurance too.
Thanks, Becky.
Thanks for coming in, Andy. Becky, thank you. Okay, committee appointments. Anybody had anything going on last week?
Last Thursday, I went to the SWPCO annual meeting that was held at the Hamburg Fire Station, and former County Supervisor Lynn Groby was recognized for 10 years of support for SWPCO, and that was kind of nice to see him recognized.
Yeah, good. You made it down there after all.
Yep.
Good. Done a pipeline safety, on the webinar. Done an opioid seminar. And there was an EMA preparedness fair last Thursday evening over at EMA. Made it to that. So, anyone else? Okay. All right. Next up is public comments. Okay, before we do public comments, now begins our public comment portion of the agenda. In an effort to protect the privacy of individuals and reduce the potential broadcasting of defamatory and/or confidential information, our live broadcast will now end. Information regarding public comments and the public comment policy can be made available upon request. Okay, you got that off?